Have you ever looked around and, wondered how some people seem to effortlessly make their money work for them?
Hmm.
Building up this foundation of financial security and wealth that feels, well, kind of out of reach for most people.
Yeah, it definitely can seem that way sometimes, like a secret club.
Exactly. It often seems shrouded in mystery, filled with jargon and insider secrets. But today, we're pulling back that curtain for you. Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're embarking on an essential deep dive into the absolute fundamentals of investing.
Right. The real basics.
Yeah, not just what investing means, but really precisely how you can start putting your money to work step by step. Doesn't matter where you are on your financial journey.
Mm.
And our insights for this exploration come from a really excellent resource titled Investing Basics for Beginners.
That's a good one.
Maybe
Very
for
clear.
It really is. It's a foundational guide that thoughtfully breaks down this often, let's face it, intimidating topic into clear, digestible concepts. It's designed to make these complex ideas accessible for anyone, eager to make smart financial moves. So, our mission for this deep dive is pretty straightforward. Offer you a genuine shortcut to being well informed, equipped with practical knowledge.
Get you up to speed, basically.
Exactly. By the time we're done, you'll not only grasp essential financial vocabulary words like investment, stocks, bonds, risk, and diversification,
Terms.
but you'll understand why these concepts are your most powerful allies in the journey to financial confidence. We'll explain everything clearly with easy, relatable examples.
Make it click.
Yeah, so you'll feel truly ready to approach investing with newfound clarity and hopefully a sense of empowerment, ready to make your money smarter.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's unpack this.
That's a perfect setup. It's uh, truly exciting to approach investing from this foundational perspective because, honestly, it's a skill everyone can learn.
Right, it's not just for Wall Street types.
Not at all. And it's arguably the most effective pathway to building long-term financial security and, achieving your personal goals.
Mm-hmm.
So what we'll be doing today is taking those initial crucial steps with you, making sure the core concepts don't just click into place, but that you see their immediate relevance and um, practical application in your life.
So it's real world stuff.
Exactly. It's about empowering you to make informed decisions for your future, understanding not just definitions, but their real-world implications and, well, how to leverage them.
I couldn't agree more. So let's kick things off with the absolute core, the very starting point. When we talk about investing, what does that encompass?
Yeah, good question.
Our excellent guide, Investing Basics for Beginners, distills it beautifully. Investing simply means putting your money into something with the expectation of making more money in the future.
Simple definition, right.
It sounds disarmingly straightforward, but there's so much packed into that simple idea, isn't there?
There really is. And that simplicity often masks a crucial distinction that, frankly, many people miss or perhaps confuse.
Okay, like what?
Well, think about the difference between merely saving money, like keeping it in a basic checking account, or, even under your mattress.
Right, just holding on to it.
Exactly. Versus investing it. When you save, you're primarily preserving your money's value, usually for short-term goals or emergencies. It's about accessibility and safety.
Okay, preservation.
But when you invest, you're actively seeking to grow that money. You're deploying your capital, putting it to work for you, much like, I don't know, hiring a skilled worker for your business.
Ah, okay. Active versus passive.
Precisely. You're consciously seeking a return, an increase on your original sum. This purposeful allocation of capital, with the expectation of generating additional capital over time, that's the key differentiator. It's not just storing, it's strategizing for growth.
That's such a vital distinction. So it's about making your money an active participant in your financial future, not just a passive observer sitting on the sidelines.
Well put, yes.
And to make this concrete, let's jump right into perhaps the most common and widely discussed investment vehicle, the stock market.
Right, everyone's heard of stocks.
You hear about it constantly, but what does it really mean to own stocks? Our source explains it clearly, stating, for example, if you buy a small part of a company, this is called buying stocks. Can you elaborate on what that small part truly represents?
Absolutely. When you buy a stock, you're literally purchasing a tiny slice of ownership in a public company.
Ownership. Okay.
Yeah. Imagine a successful, bustling company, perhaps one that makes your favorite phone, or even like a local coffee chain that's gone national.
Sure.
When you buy their stock, you become a part owner, a shareholder, however small your piece of the pie is.
So I own a bit of that coffee company.
In essence, yes.
Hmm.
This isn't just a piece of paper or, numbers on a screen. It represents a claim on the company's assets and, more importantly, its future earnings.
Interesting.
And as a shareholder, you might even have voting rights on certain company matters or be eligible to receive a portion of the company's profits. We call those dividends. It connects you directly to the enterprise.
And this is where it gets truly fascinating for many people, I think. As the company you own a piece of performs well, maybe they innovate some groundbreaking new product or streamline their operations, expand into new markets, or just see a surge in
Yeah,
sales.
lots of reasons a company might do well.
Right. Your stocks, that small slice of ownership you hold, can grow significantly in value,
That's the goal usually.
which means you could potentially sell them later for more money than you originally paid. It's like being a quiet partner in a hugely successful venture.
Hmm.
Think about, I don't know, a revolutionary tech company that started small, then grew to global prominence. If you had owned a piece of that company early on, wow. As its products became indispensable and its market value soared, the value of your initial, maybe modest investment could have grown exponentially.
That's the power of capital gains.
Right. Profiting from the increase in the assets price. That's the dream for many investors, isn't it?
And that connection to real-world business success
Mm.
is absolutely what makes stocks so appealing to many investors. You're basically betting on human ingenuity and enterprise.
Yeah, on growth and success.
However, and this is crucial, we have to immediately introduce the flip side of that potential,
Ah, okay, here it comes.
as our guide clearly states. But investing is not always safe. There is something called risk,
Risk, the big one.
and it defines risk simply as this means you might lose some or all of your money. This isn't just like fine print. It's a fundamental characteristic of investing that needs to be understood, not feared.
That's the essential caveat, isn't it? When we discuss the exciting prospect of making money, we absolutely must balance it with the equally real possibility of losing it.
Absolutely critical.
So, for those who are just beginning to explore this world, why is risk such an inherent part of investing? And is it always? I mean, is it always a negative force, or can it be understood and managed effectively?
That's an excellent and vital question. Risk in finance is fundamentally the uncertainty of future outcomes.
Uncertainty, okay.
Yeah. If returns were guaranteed, well, everyone would simply become rich without effort, and the entire economic system would, frankly, collapse.
Good point.
The potential for higher returns nearly always correlates with a higher level of risk. It's a trade-off.
So, more potential gain usually means more potential pain.
That's a simple way to put it, yes.
Yeah.
When you invest, you're placing your capital in an environment influenced by countless variables: economic cycles, industry-specific challenges, geopolitical events, even just changes in what consumers want. And we can even break risk down into different types, just to get a bit more specific.
Okay, like what?
Well, there's market risk. This is the risk that the overall market will decline, dragging down even perfectly good companies. It's sometimes called systemic risk. Affects almost everyone.
Right, like during a recession or something.
Exactly. Then there's company-specific risk, or idiosyncratic risk, if you want the fancy term. This relates just to that individual company's performance.
So, bad management or a product flaw?
Precisely. A product recall, poor decisions, new competition stuff that hits one company hard, even if the market's okay.
Got it.
Then there's inflation risk, the risk that your investment returns don't actually keep pace with inflation.
So your money grows, but it buys less.
Exactly. Your purchasing power erodes.
Yeah.
And finally, especially for things like bonds, which we'll talk about, there's interest rate risk. The risk that changes in interest rates will negatively affect the value of your bond investments.
Wow. Okay. So risk isn't just one thing.
Not at all. But here's the key takeaway. Risk isn't inherently negative. It's a spectrum. It's really about making choices that align with your personal comfort level, your risk tolerance, and your financial goals.
Your tolerance, how much you can stomach, basically.
Yeah, how much potential loss you're comfortable with for a given potential gain. The goal isn't to avoid risk entirely because, well, that would mean avoiding growth altogether.
Right. Hiding under the mattress again.
Exactly. Instead, it's about understanding these different types of risks, assessing your own tolerance, and then strategically managing that risk. It transforms investing from what might feel like a gamble into a calculated, informed endeavor.
And that leads us perfectly to the critical positive takeaway our source rightly emphasizes. The key is to learn about different types of investments and make smart choices to reduce your risk.
That's the actionable part.
Yeah, it's not about throwing money at something and just, hoping for the best. It's about making deliberate, informed decisions to protect your capital while actively seeking growth. It truly underscores that knowledge isn't just power here, it's your ultimate defense.
Precisely. Education is your single most important asset in the investment world. No question.
Mm-hmm.
The more you understand how different investments behave, what external factors influence their value, and what proactive strategies exist to mitigate potential downsides, the better equipped you are. It's about moving from a state of uncertainty, maybe even fear, to one of thoughtful, strategic planning.
Building confidence through knowledge.
Exactly. That knowledge forms the bedrock for understanding the essential financial vocabulary we're about to dive into, enabling you to speak the language of finance with confidence.
Fantastic. Now that we've established that foundational understanding of what investing is and why risk is an inherent but manageable part of the equation, let's learn some truly important finance words.
The jargon-busting section.
Exactly. These terms are the fundamental building blocks, and we'll explain them simply, ensuring you feel confident discussing your money and understanding financial news. Think of them as, like, the basic grammar of financial literacy. Mastering them unlocks so much more.
And that confidence is invaluable. Honestly, when you understand the specific meaning of these terms, this seemingly opaque world of finance suddenly becomes much clearer.
The fog lifts a bit.
Yeah. You can read articles, participate in discussions, and most importantly, make more informed decisions about your own money because you grasp the underlying concepts.
Absolutely. So first up, we'll quickly reinforce our core concept, investment, just to make sure it's firmly in place.
Good idea. Repetition helps.
Our guide states, money you put into something to earn more money later. And it gives us expanded examples. For example, buying stocks or saving money in a bank. Okay, now, can you clarify that saving money in a bank part a bit more? Because that seems different from buying stocks, like we just discussed.
That's an important clarification, definitely. When the course mentions saving money in a bank as an investment, it's generally referring to accounts that offer a return, specifically interest, beyond just a basic checking account.
Okay, so not just any bank account.
Right. Think about a high-yield savings account, which pays a higher interest rate than a standard savings account, or a certificate of deposit, a CD.
CDs. I've heard of those.
Yeah. With a CD, you agree to keep your money in the bank for a fixed period, say 6 months, 1 year, 5 years, whatever. And in return, the bank pays you a guaranteed interest rate.
So it's locked up, but you know what you'll get.
Exactly. While typically much lower risk and therefore lower potential returns compared to stocks, these are indeed forms of investment because your money is actively earning interest over time. It's working for you, even if modestly. The key is that it's generating some kind of return.
Got it. So even something as familiar as certain bank accounts can be an investment just on the very low end of the risk-reward spectrum, offering preservation and maybe some modest growth?
Precisely. Lower risk, lower return, generally.
Okay. Next, we revisit stocks, which we've already introduced. Our refined definition states small parts of a company that you can buy. And again, when the company grows, your stocks become more valuable. How does having a direct stake in a company's success really play out for the individual investor beyond just the price going up?
Yeah, the idea of direct stake is crucial because it aligns your financial interest directly with the success of that business.
You're rooting for them.
You are. And beyond just the potential for capital gains, as we discussed, selling for a higher price, stocks can also provide income through dividends.
Dividends, you mentioned those earlier.
Right. Many profitable companies choose to distribute a portion of their earnings directly back to shareholders as regular cash payments.
So, cash in your pocket just for owning the stock.
Often, yes. This can be a significant source of passive income for investors, especially those focused on long-term wealth building or maybe retirement income.
Interesting. So, two ways to potentially make money from stocks.
Correct. Capital gains from price increases and income from dividends. So with stocks, you're not only hoping for the company's value to increase, but you might also be receiving regular cash payouts just for owning a piece of it. Like a very direct way to participate in the economic engine.
That distinction between capital gains and dividends is a great added layer of understanding for stocks. Really helpful. Now let's introduce a new, equally important player to the investment game: bonds.
Ah, bonds. Very different beast.
Our guide defines them as loans you give to a company or the government. This is a fundamentally different mechanism from stock ownership, isn't it?
It is, and understanding this distinction is absolutely vital. It's core. With stocks, you are an owner.
Right, a shareholder.
With bonds, you are a lender. You're the bank, essentially.
Okay, I'm lending money out. To who?
Well, when you purchase a bond, you are lending money to an entity. Could be a large corporation like Apple or Google, could be your local city building a new school, or even the federal government funding its operations.
So, companies or governments borrow money this way.
Exactly. In return for that loan, the issuer of the bond promises to pay you back your original money, which we call the principal, at a specific future date. That's called the maturity date.
Okay, so I get my original money back eventually, but how do I make money from extending that loan? Our source succinctly tells us they promise to pay you back with a little extra money called interest. So it really is like being the bank yourself, isn't it? You get regular payments for letting someone use your money for a while.
Exactly. You receive regular interest payments, often referred to as coupon payments, throughout the life of the bond. These are typically paid semi-annually, so twice a year usually.
Coupon payments.
Okay. So if we clearly compare stocks and bonds side by side, the contrast becomes very clear.
Let's hear it.
Okay. Stocks represent ownership. They offer the potential for higher growth, driven by company success and market sentiment. But they also come with higher volatility and therefore higher risk. Their value can jump around a lot.
Higher potential reward, higher risk.
Generally, yes. Now, bonds
Yeah.
represent a loan. They generally offer lower growth potential compared to stocks. But in return, they typically come with lower risk and more predictable income through those regular interest payments, the coupons.
Lower potential reward, lower risk, more predictable income.
You got it. Bonds are generally considered more stable and can act as a sort of counterbalance to the volatility of stocks within an investment portfolio.
Ah, so they work together.
They play very different but often complementary roles in a well-rounded investment strategy. For example, during times of market uncertainty or downturns, bonds often hold their value better than stocks, sometimes even go up, providing a valuable cushion.
That comparison, drawing that clear line between being an owner versus being a lender, is incredibly helpful. It really illuminates the different jobs these investments can do in a portfolio.
Glad it helps. It's a core concept.
Now, let's briefly revisit risk. We defined it earlier as the chance that you could lose money when you invest. But knowing this term, really understanding it, is crucial for beginners, isn't it? Especially when making choices that align with your personal situation.
It is absolutely crucial. Understanding risk isn't just about acknowledging the possibility of loss. It's about making choices that align with your personal risk tolerance, like we mentioned, and your financial goals.
Right, that comfort level again.
Yeah. Some individuals have a higher risk tolerance. They're more comfortable with bigger swings in value, pursuing potentially higher returns. They might be able to stomach a market downturn without panicking and selling everything.
Steady nerves.
hmm Others prefer lower risk, even if it means lower potential returns. They prioritize stability. For beginners, it's about recognizing that risk isn't just about losing money. It's about the volatility and uncertainty inherent in any investment.
The ups and downs.
Exactly. A company's stock might drop due to bad news, interest rates might change and affect bond values, or broader economic downturns can impact the whole market. Your goal isn't to eliminate risk, but to understand it and manage it, choosing investments whose risk profiles match your individual situation and your long-term objectives.
And this brings us beautifully to what many experts, and our source, consider the absolute master strategy for risk reduction, almost an investing superpower: diversification.
Ah, yes, diversification. Music to an investor's ears.
Our guide introduces it by stating, this means don't put all your money in one place. This principle is truly fascinating in its simplicity, and yet its profound impact.
It is, and it's truly a cornerstone of smart long-term investing. The phrasing is deceptively simple, isn't it? But the application is profoundly impactful.
So what does it mean in practice?
Diversification is about spreading your investments across different assets, like stocks and bonds, across different industries, tech, healthcare, energy, consumer goods, across different types of companies, maybe large established ones and smaller growth ones, and even across different geographic regions, U.S., international, emerging markets.
Wow, okay. Spreading it really wide.
The core idea is that if one part of your portfolio performs poorly, another part might perform well, or at least okay, cushioning the overall impact on your returns and protect you from putting all your eggs in one basket.
Right, the classic analogy. So the mechanism of risk reduction is pretty clear then. Spread your money across different investments to lower your risk. And our source gives us a perfect, simple example to drive the point home. If you put all your money in one company and it does badly, you lose a lot.
Yep. Big loss potential.
But if you put money in many companies and bonds, you lose less. It's so intuitive when you see it laid out like that.
That example perfectly illustrates why diversification is so fundamental. Imagine you decide to start a business, right? And you decide to sell only one product, say a very specific type of fancy cupcake.
Okay. Delicious but risky.
Exactly. If suddenly there's an egg shortage, or people decide cupcakes are out and donuts are in, or a competitor opens next door selling cheaper cupcakes,
Yeah.
your entire business could be in serious trouble.
Yeah, toast. Or stale cupcake.
Ah, right. But if you diversify your bakery, selling different types of cupcakes, maybe some bread, pastries, coffee, perhaps even sandwiches, then if one product line falters, you still have other income streams to rely on. Your overall business is much more stable.
Makes perfect sense. Less reliant on one thing.
In investing, it's the exact same principle. By investing in many different companies across different sectors, and by including different asset classes like stocks and bonds, you're not solely dependent on the success of any single entity.
Protection against the unexpected.
Exactly. This protects you against those unforeseen events that can hammer individual investments or even entire industries. For instance, if the tech sector has a really tough year, your investments in healthcare or utilities might still be performing well, balancing out your overall portfolio performance. And here's a really practical tip for beginners on how to diversify effectively, especially if you don't have a ton of money to start with.
Oh, good. Yeah, how do you do that without buying hundreds of things?
Consider index funds or exchange-traded funds, often called ETFs.
Index funds and ETFs. Okay.
These are essentially baskets that hold many different stocks or bonds all grouped together. For example, an S&P 500 index fund holds small pieces of the 500 largest U.S. companies.
So one purchase gives you exposure to 500 companies.
Precisely. So with a single investment, you automatically achieve broad diversification across hundreds of businesses without having to research and pick every single individual stock.
Wow, that makes it much easier.
It makes diversification incredibly accessible, even for new investors who might only have a small amount of capital to spread around initially. It really is an investing superpower because it allows you to participate broadly in market growth while significantly mitigating the impact of any single investment blowing up.
That's incredibly powerful advice,
Yeah.
especially for someone just starting out. It's like building a resilient financial ecosystem where you're not relying on any single component to carry the entire load.
That's a great way to think about it. Ecosystem resilience.
This simple concept, don't put all your money in one place, really is absolutely fundamental to smart long-term investing. And it sets us up perfectly for the next section, which is all about how to actually put these concepts into practice and take those initial actionable steps towards building wealth.
Indeed. Understanding the what and the why is essential, but the how, that's where the rubber meets the road. This next section transforms all this knowledge into concrete, actionable steps. It's the blueprint for actually moving forward.
Okay, now that we've built our vocabulary, we know about stocks, bonds, risk, diversification, and understood these core concepts. Let's talk about the actionable steps. How to genuinely start building wealth, which means systematically making your money grow over time. This isn't theoretical anymore. This is your practical path forward.
These steps are the blueprint for action. And, they might seem straightforward on the surface, but their consistent and disciplined application is precisely what generates real sustainable results over the long haul.
Consistency again.
Always. It's about establishing habits that serve your long-term financial health and goals, creating a positive feedback loop for your finances.
And the very first step, the absolute foundation that everything else builds upon is save money regularly.
Step one. Can't skip it.
Our source wisely tells us, try to save a small amount every week or every month. And it immediately emphasizes the profound power of consistency. Even a little money can add up. Why is this step so non-negotiable?
This step is non-negotiable because, quite simply, without consistent saving, there's nothing to invest. It's the fuel.
Right, gotta have seed money.
Exactly. Many people mistakenly believe they need a large lump sum to begin investing, but that's a significant myth. It holds a lot of people back
You
unnecessarily.
don't need thousands to start.
Absolutely not. What's far more important is the regularity of saving. Even if it's just $25 or $50 a week or maybe $100 a month, whatever fits your budget, those small, consistent efforts compound over time into a surprisingly significant sum.
The power of accumulation.
Think of it as feeding your financial future, bit by bit. This discipline of setting aside money before you spend it, maybe by automating transfers from your checking to a savings or investment account right after payday.
Pay yourself first.
That's the classic advice. And it works. That's what fuels the entire wealth-building engine. It's about building a habit, a muscle memory, that will serve you for decades. Small, consistent actions are almost always more powerful than sporadic, large ones.
It truly highlights that consistency often beats intensity in the long run. Just keep showing up.
Yep. Slow and steady.
Which leads us seamlessly to step 2. Learn about different investments. Our source advises. Read about stocks, bonds, and savings accounts. And crucially, it adds, ask questions if you don't understand.
Okay, how deep should this learning go for a beginner? And where can they even start? It feels overwhelming.
That's a fair question. This deep dive we're on right now is a perfect example of this learning process. And it really is a journey, not a destination.
Keep learning.
Exactly. The world of investing is vast and constantly evolving, but you don't need to become a PhD in finance overnight. For a beginner, the learning should focus on understanding the basics. What each investment type is, how it works, its general risk-return profile, and its potential role in a diversified portfolio, like we discussed. So, the fundamentals we've been covering.
Right. Where to start? Reputable financial news websites, think Wall Street Journal, Bloomberg, maybe Reuters, and dedicated educational platforms are excellent resources. Many brokerages also offer great free educational content.
Okay.
Look for content that is clear, unbiased, and specifically designed for beginners. And don't be afraid of financial terms. If you encounter one you don't know, pause. Look it up.
Use that search engine.
Absolutely. Asking questions, whether to a trusted financial advisor if you choose to work with one or a knowledgeable friend, or even simply by searching online from reliable sources, is a sign of intelligence, not ignorance.
Right. No shame in asking.
None at all. The more informed you are, the less susceptible you'll be to scams or just plain bad advice, and the more confident you'll feel about your financial decisions. This continuous self-education is a powerful habit that will pay dividends literally and figuratively throughout your life.
Exactly. It's like building a muscle. The more you exercise your financial literacy, the stronger it gets. And speaking of journeys taking time, step 3 is something that can feel counterintuitive in our fast-paced, instant gratification world, but it's absolutely vital for investment success. Be patient.
Oof. Yeah. Patience. Not always easy.
The source explains, building wealth takes time, like planting a tree and waiting for it to grow big and strong. This isn't just a nice metaphor. It's a fundamental truth of investing, isn't it?
This is perhaps the most critical mindset shift for successful investing, and honestly, it's where many beginners stumble. We live in a world of instant gratification, next-day delivery, streaming on demand.
Everything now.
Right. But investing is precisely the opposite of that. It's a long game. The analogy of planting a tree is perfect. You don't plant a sapling today and expect a mighty oak providing shade next year.
Takes decades.
You nurture it, give it time, protect it, and patiently watch it grow year after year. This is precisely where the magic of compounding comes into play, often called the eighth wonder of the world.
Compounding. Explain that magic.
Okay. Compounding simply means that your earnings from investments also start to earn returns themselves, creating a snowball effect.
Earnings, earning.
Exactly. Let's say you invest $100 and it earns, say, $10 in returns, interest or growth, in the first year. Now you have $110. The next year, you're not just earning returns on your original $100, you're earning returns on the full $110.
Ah, so the earnings start working too.
Precisely. That small extra amount then earns its own return, and so on and so on. Over time, especially over decades, this effect becomes incredibly powerful. That growth on growth can become a significant portion of your total wealth. The longer your money is invested, the more time it has to compound and grow exponentially.
So time is your friend here.
Time is your greatest ally. Impatience, on the other hand, often leads to emotional decisions. Panic selling during market downturns because you can't stand seeing the value drop, or maybe chasing hot stocks hoping for a quick buck, or trying to time the market perfectly.
Trying to guess the highs and lows.
Yeah, which is nearly impossible consistently.
Yeah.
All of those impatient actions are usually detrimental to long-term wealth building. Patience allows compounding to work its magic. It's the bedrock.
That's a powerful point. Avoiding those emotional short-term decisions is incredibly key, and understanding compounding truly makes the idea of patience click. It gives you a reason to be patient.
It really does.
And that brings us to step 4. Keep learning and practicing, our source tells us. The more you learn about money and investing, the better your decisions will be. This sounds like continuous improvement, definitely not a one-time class.
Precisely. This just reiterates the importance of continuous improvement and adaptability. Like we said, the financial world is dynamic.
Always changing.
New investment products emerge, economic conditions shift constantly, global events can significantly impact markets overnight. Your understanding shouldn't be static, frozen in time from when you first learned.
Gotta stay current.
Yeah. Regularly reviewing your investments, staying informed about broader economic trends, and continually refining your knowledge base ensures that your decisions remain intelligent, relevant, and adaptable over time. It's an ongoing journey of refinement and growth.
So it's not set and forget entirely.
Well, you can automate the saving and investing, but you should still pay attention and keep learning. Think of it like learning to ride a bike. You don't just learn once and stop. You practice, you get better. Maybe you learn to handle different terrains or ride longer distances. Investing is much the same. Keep pedaling, keep learning the route.
Absolutely. It's a skill you hone over time. And finally, step 5, which ties back directly to our earlier discussion on risk. Avoid risky decisions.
Crucial advice.
The source gives us a direct, critical warning. Don't put all your money in something because it looks easy or fast. And then it circles back to that core principle for success. Smart investing is slow and steady.
This is a critical warning that every new investor needs to engrave in their mind. The promise of easy or fast money in the investment world is almost universally a red flag, a big flashing one.
Get rich quick schemes rarely work out.
Rarely, if ever, in legitimate investing. These promises often lead to highly speculative ventures, maybe cryptocurrency scams, pyramid schemes, or investments that carry an outsized and often totally undisclosed level of risk.
Stuff that sounds too good to be true.
It usually is. Remember our earlier discussion about risk and return. When something promises incredibly high returns with little effort, it's almost always because the risk involved is equally high, if not higher, than what's being advertised. Often much higher.
The hidden risk.
Yeah. It's about understanding that legitimate wealth building is a marathon, not a sprint. Disciplined, informed choices based on your goals and risk tolerance, rather than chasing quick wins or reacting to hype, are the hallmark of successful, sustainable wealth building. It's about building a robust financial future piece by piece, not gambling on a lottery ticket.
That slow and steady approach truly differentiates a savvy investor from a gambler, emphasizing discipline over impulse. And it's a perfect segue into our final section, which really focuses on the mindset, the psychology, really you need to cultivate for enduring success in the investment world.
Yes, because investing isn't solely about numbers and definitions and charts. A significant part of it is about psychology, emotional discipline, and developing the right habits. Your mindset can be just as impactful, if not more so, than your specific strategy sometimes.
Exactly. So let's talk about the mindset of a successful investor, starting with embracing the beginner's mindset. Our source offers such reassuring advice. Remember, everyone starts small.
So true. No one's born an expert.
It also adds, it's okay if you don't understand everything right now. And I love this unique point it makes, especially for some listeners, perhaps. The important thing is to keep learning and practicing both English and finance skills. That's a powerful two-for-one benefit.
It absolutely is a powerful dual benefit, and it removes so much pressure, doesn't it?
Yeah, it takes the pressure off knowing everything day one.
Every financial expert, every seasoned investor you read about was once a beginner, fumbling around, making mistakes probably. The path to mastery in any field, including finance, is paved with consistent learning and application, coupled with the humility to admit what you don't know and actively seek answers.
Okay, to be a work in progress.
Totally. Okay.
Huh.
And for those who are building English language skills, simultaneously building financial literacy offers this unique synergy. You're expanding your vocabulary, improving comprehension, and developing conceptual understanding in two critical areas at the same time. It's a fantastic approach to holistic personal growth and empowerment.
It's truly permission to be curious and to grow at your own pace, recognizing that it's a journey of continuous improvement. And what better way to fuel that growth than to visualize your future?
The motivation piece.
The source suggests. Think about your future. And then it paints the ultimate reward. Imagine your money growing slowly, giving you more freedom and opportunities. This isn't just about accumulating numbers on a spreadsheet, is it? It's about a better quality of life.
This is about connecting those sometimes abstract financial concepts to tangible, real-world life benefits. Why are you even doing this?
Right, the why.
Financial freedom isn't just a buzzword or some distant dream. It translates into profound advantages in your day-to-day life. It can mean significantly reduced stress about bills and unexpected expenses.
Huge benefit right there.
Huge. The flexibility to pursue a passion project, maybe change careers to something more fulfilling, or simply having the security to handle unexpected emergencies like a big medical bill or a car repair without completely derailing your entire life.
Having options.
It gives you choices. Visualizing these concrete outcomes, the reduced stress, maybe the ability to travel more, the security for your family, helping your kids, provides deep intrinsic motivation. It makes the consistent saving and patient investing feel less like a chore and more like a purposeful, even exciting act towards building the life you truly desire. It's about understanding the why behind all the hows we've discussed.
It gives you that North Star to aim for, a clear destination that makes the journey worthwhile.
Beautifully put.
And to reach that star, our source emphasizes the unstoppable power of consistency. Again, the actionable advice is clear and direct. Try to be consistent, save and invest a little every month, and the powerful long-term outcome. Over time, this will help you build real wealth.
Consistency, as we've touched on multiple times now, is often underestimated. Yet, it is arguably the most powerful force in long-term investing. It's like compound interest for your habits. This practice of investing a fixed amount regularly, regardless of whether the market is up or down, is actually a strategy. It's known as dollar cost averaging.
Dollar cost averaging. Okay.
What it means is that when the market is down, your fixed monthly contribution buys more shares or units because prices are lower.
Buying on sale, basically.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
And when the market is up, that same fixed amount buys fewer shares because prices are higher. Over time, this often results in a lower average cost per share compared to trying to invest a lump sum all at once. And crucially, it removes the nearly impossible task of trying to time the market, predicting exactly when to buy low and sell high.
Takes the guesswork out.
Largely, yes. Building that habit of regular saving and investing, even if the amount seems small at first, significantly outweighs trying to perfectly predict market movements or waiting indefinitely for the perfect moment to invest, which might never come. It's the steady drip that fills the bucket, and then through compounding, it eventually overflows it.
So it's truly about the discipline of the habit, sticking to the plan, not the brilliance of market timing.
Discipline over genius, most of the time.
And finally, a truly empathetic and practical piece of advice that resonates deeply with the human aspect of this journey. Don't go it alone. Seek support.
Yeah, don't be an island.
Our source encourages you to. Also, don't be afraid to ask questions and find help from experts or trusted friends.
This is incredibly important, especially for complex topics like finance. The world of investing can be intricate. Regulations change, new products appear. You absolutely don't have to navigate it entirely by yourself.
It's okay to need help.
More than okay, it's smart. Seeking out reliable information from certified financial advisors, if that's right for you, or reputable online educational resources, or even just forming a small study group with trusted friends who are also interested in learning, can provide invaluable support.
Shared learning.
Yeah. It helps clarify doubts, offers different perspectives you might not have considered on your own, and it can keep you accountable to your financial goals. Talking about it helps. It's about building a robust network of knowledge and support around your financial journey, understanding that collective wisdom can significantly enhance your individual decisions. There's absolutely no shame in not knowing everything. The only shame, perhaps, is in not seeking to learn.
That's a beautiful way to put it. It truly is about building a supportive community around your financial growth. And as our source so powerfully reminds us, with this knowledge and support, you can do this.
Absolutely.
Your future self will undoubtedly thank you for starting today. What an incredibly empowering message to end on. Wow. We've covered so much ground today, from truly demystifying what investing actually is, differentiating it from simple saving,
Key distinction.
and diving into key terms like stocks, bonds, risk, and that superpower, diversification,
Gotta love diversification.
to laying out a clear, actionable path for you to start building wealth through consistent saving, continuous learning, patience, and avoiding those common pitfalls, like chasing fast money.
It's been a comprehensive, yet hopefully accessible look at the absolute essentials, really designed to transform what might have felt like a secret, complex language into something completely understandable and, more importantly, actionable for you.
Making it practical.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We've emphasized not just what these terms mean, but fundamentally why they matter for your financial future and how you can actively leverage them.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on this incredibly important deep dive into investing basics. We truly hope it has been insightful for you, sparking both your curiosity and maybe giving you the genuine confidence to take those vital first steps.
Hope it helps demystify things.
Remember, the journey to financial literacy is an ongoing one, filled with continuous opportunities for growth, and we heartily encourage you to keep learning and keep asking questions. Don't stop here.
Your financial future is truly like a garden you cultivate over time. Every bit of knowledge gained and consistent action taken is like planting a valuable seed. The most incredible rewards, the real financial freedom, truly blossom with patience, informed decisions, and that sustained effort.
So, as you reflect on today's conversation, maybe consider this. What's just one small, consistent action you could commit to starting this week? Could be automating a tiny bit more into savings each payday, maybe $10 or $20 more. Or perhaps just researching one new investment term we discussed today that still sparks your curiosity.
Just one small thing.
Yeah. That one consistent step could be the very thing your future self will undoubtedly thank you for years down the road.
It truly is the small, consistent steps compounded over time that lead to monumental and genuinely life-changing financial freedom. It's within reach.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep diving deep.